I think it's just a case of taking a step back, taking a rest and a break, and maybe just reconnecting to why you wanted to do that thing in the first place. It's not always just about money, and if it is, you might need to find that deeper why. Just do that thing, feed your soul, do the thing that you want to do, and if you fail, you fail, but at least you try. Honestly, that would be the advice that I would give myself. And so more of those kind of listings you have in your shop, the better. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, the place to be if you want to start, run and scale your handmade business on Etsy and beyond. Hello, my name is Steph. If you're new here, I'm giving you a big virtual welcome hug. Welcome to the Handmade Bosses family. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when I upload. So this week, I did something a little bit different. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me anything and you guys delivered. So if you want to follow me, I'll put my handle on screen now because I do these like once a month or so. I do a little story to ask me anything. I'm going to be answering some of those in today's video. So the first one is from Easy Peasy Treats and they say, would you ever do Etsy audits? So actually what I do is that whenever I have an opening in my calendar, to be quite honest with you, I will then put out a little thing that says like Etsy shop critiques and audits are open for like 24 hours only, 48 hours only. I don't do them very often because I like to really take my time. I do like 30 minutes worth of research before and I then film the thing and then it's uploading the thing, and I like to do it really in depth. And obviously like sometimes I'm just really busy doing other stuff for you guys, like filming videos. I've done 13 videos in one day, and yeah, I just like to kind of really make them really in-depth, so I don't open them up very often. But to be honest, the best place to be notified would be in the Facebook group. So if you want to join that, I'll pop the link for that below, and obviously I'd say go on Instagram as well because I do tend to announce it there as well. But yeah, basically I open them probably last year I only opened them once. This year I've opened them once so far, I think. Yeah, no, I've only opened them once this year. I am planning on doing it again before the end of the year is out. I'm going to try and carve some time in my schedule. Hopefully I will. But yes, I do still do them. They're just not open all the time. Then the wonderful Megan asked me a question. What would you suggest to someone at the point of wanting to pack it all in? I think that the one thing I would say is that if it was easy, everybody would do it. And success is not a linear scale. It doesn't go like this. It is like this and then up and then like this and down. I find that for every 2 good things, 1 bad thing happens, which I know sounds bizarre. It's kind of like the rule of 3. But for me, I tend to find growth is quite a slow moving process. And if you are on the brink of wanting to give it all up because you're not growing, you know, as fast as what you'd hoped, it's not a case of you grow like this. It is really honestly a case of you have a really good time and then something bad happens. You have a really good time and something bad happens. It is, you do grow, but what I find is that it's actually like a really, you have to look back on your year. And that would be like one tip that I would say is that look back on where you were this time last year. Because I do get quite a lot of comments of people saying, no, my views have dropped or my sales have dropped. And then I'm like, okay, so what are you on like this time versus last year? And then they come back to me like 2 days later and they're like, you know what, actually my sales are up. So it's all good. So I think that it does depend on the time period you're looking at. It might just mean that the situation has to be topsy-turvy, turned on its head before you can see that actually you have grown. Look at the situation differently as well, because it might mean that maybe, you know, in your eyes it was a bit of a flop or a failure or however you want to word it. But actually you might have learned and grown in other areas by doing that thing. So actually it turned out not to be a flop. And I think that if you're on the verge of giving it all up, I think it's just a case of taking a step back, taking a rest and a break, and maybe just reconnecting to why you wanted to do that thing in the first place. Because we all do things for a reason. It's not always just about money, and if it is, you might need to find that deeper why. But that's kind of a long-winded way of saying that I think just take a step back, recalibrate, look at things a different way, and hopefully you'll come out of that with a renewed sense of, okay, right, I've gotten over it, I get where I'm going now.
Bosses, we've been having some really great conversations in today's video. However, I'm here to tell you about this. This is called your conversion rate, and I've actually made for you in the description box below a free 90-minute conversion rate masterclass. So I'm just going to quickly explain to you in 1 minute why this is important. Okay. So this is your Etsy shop and these are your customers. So let's say that you get 100 customers into your store and you have a 1% conversion rate. That means you get one sale, and roughly that's going to be about $30 to £30. But what happens when we increase that conversion rate to 2%, 3% and above? This suddenly doubles, triples, quadruples without you having to change anything. Now, getting customers into your store costs time, effort, and money. But what if you didn't have to change this, you didn't have to change your shop, all you had to change was this conversion rate? That is what I'm going to be teaching you in today's masterclass. So whether you're a newbie or a seasoned Etsy shop owner, get yourself down below and register for that masterclass so you can increase this number. Back to the video.
Also from Meg, what 3 things would you tell yourself to young Steph before starting your biz? I mean, I'm gonna cross my heart. The biggest thing I would have said is start early. I wasted a lot of time trying to kind of please others in doing things that I didn't really want to do. Going to college, I didn't really want to do that, but I did it because I thought that's what people do. And I knew that I always had this flair for being self-employed, being my own boss. Like a real business head on my shoulders, and I talk about that more in my book, and I'll pop a nice little picture on screen for you. But I guess I just ignored it, and I guess I just thought, it's just me being lazy, isn't it? It's just me not really wanting to go out and get a job, and that's what adults do. And I think the biggest thing that I would have said is to start early and just to start. I don't think I would have really done half the things and wasted my time doing the things that I didn't really want to do if I had had someone that said, do it, just start it, doesn't matter, it's only money, it doesn't matter, just do that thing, feed your soul, do the thing that you want to do, and if you fail, you fail, but at least you tried. And I think, wasted time you can never get back. Honestly, that would be the advice that I would give myself. So Shelley Whiteley says, what can you change on a listing and it not affect SEO? I did do a video about that, I think a couple of months ago, but basically the things that I wouldn't advise changing. So obviously titles and tags are a bit of a given. We all know you can't change your titles and tags. I also wouldn't change your attributes and your descriptions either, because Etsy does crawl these SEO-ically. Is that even a word? But I wouldn't change them anyway. I would make a copy, but I also perhaps wouldn't change. I mean, to be honest, if your listing is doing well, don't change anything at all. Don't even touch it. Don't even open it. Just don't do nothing. Make a copy of it and then change the copy. But strictly speaking, it's titles and tags, attributes and descriptions, I would say, also tag onto that. Photos as well. Basically, I wouldn't change anything on a listing that wasn't, that was performing well. If it wasn't, then you've not really got much to lose, because if it wasn't performing well before, then you just change it and you're fine. For me, I would say don't change anything that's got any kind of sales history on it at all. Then we've got Jade's Bakes 21 that says how to increase views. So I do have loads of videos on my channel all about this, but to increase views, essentially you have to bring more of your people into your shop. And how do we do that? Well, there are a number of ways, but if we're talking strategically just on Etsy itself, the number one thing to do is to list more listings and do more SEO research and be more active on the platform. Those are the ways to get more views. But you can also take matters into your own hands and do things like social media marketing. And I do have a video for that I've recently done on my channel as well, where I'm talking all about how to do that. And I've also got a video that talks about how to get sales on Etsy without social media. So if you're thinking, I don't really like social media stuff, then you don't have to worry about that. But if we're talking strictly on Etsy, you need to get into your SEO groove. You need to know what keywords to use, what your target market are actually using to search for it. How are they going to search for the thing that you use? If you're selling bath bombs and stickers, how are they actually using those words? In what order are they using using them to find what you have for sale? And also, how are people that maybe are not searching for what you are trying to sell on Etsy, how are they, like what words are they using to find something? So if your item fits into the something that they might want, for example, if it's a birthday gift for young adult and you sell stickers, how could you word that in a way that would present your item to them and they'd be like, yeah, okay, I can see that, you know. So to get into your SEO groove, it's a case of trial and error. And I could go into like a whole SEO video. I have got one of those on my channel, but I do go in depth into that within the Handmade Boss of Success Academy. That is the number one place to kind of go to learn about SEO and how to get that shortcut into, right, I don't want to like test and do all this kind of stuff. I just want to know exactly what keywords I need to use to get sales ASAP and get and get views. So yes, that is what I would say. I think also being active on the platform is really important as well. Listing something every single day will really help you to get that daily bump, you know, to kind of get seen. And I think the more targeted, I'm going to put a caveat on this, it's not just a case of the more listings you have, the more views you will get. It is a case of you need to make sure that you have niched targeted products in a well-branded shop with keywords that make sense for your target audience. The more of those kind of listings you have in your shop, the better. So guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this little Ask Me Anything episode. If you want to be featured in an upcoming one, then do follow me on Instagram, because that is where I will be posting the little story out. I really, really hope that you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. What do you sell in your Etsy shop? And guys, I will catch you in the next one. Bye everybody.